Cucaccia! Who's your daddy? Yes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Donato and it's today, Monday, the 2nd of December. Are we all thinking about Christmas? Is it beginning to look a lot like Christmas? Let me know in the comments below. December, yes, December. Are we allowed to talk about Christmas? But for me, there's three things that December may be about for you, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below if you agree or disagree. This whole video is about back to basics. 2025, I will be going back to basics. In fact, I've been going back to basics for quite a while. I've just not made a thing about it. For those of you who've been following me on Strava, also in terms of my training, races and so on, is you may have spotted some fundamentals in there. Yes, leave it in the comments below. What is 2025 bringing for you? For many people, December is a time to celebrate. Is it a time to celebrate for you? For others, it may be a time for reflection. Are we reflecting? And for some, it is a time to start planning for 2025. Now, for me, it's all of the above, all three. Yeah, that's right. You see, my goal for 2025, and it's always been a goal here on this channel. It may not be the most popular of YouTube channels or any channel really. Yeah, in fact, it sort of like disappears into the background for a lot of people. But for you who watch this, who really do care, because I do care, and for those out there who say they don't care, they really don't care. I do care. I care about you and I care about myself. I like to look after myself. It's all about longevity. So this video is for those of you who are looking for longevity in running, and also for a joy in running and a joy what we do, about being active and doing things that we do. So I'm going to go through a number of topics and things, because for me, I like to be a beacon for coming towards a channel where basically we talk, for me, I call it basic common sense, because there's so much noise out there. And I want this to be a beacon away from that noise. The noise coming from mainstream media and also social media. People have certain views of social media. I personally enjoy social media, whilst I do get a lot of heckling, and some people might call it haters or salty comments. That's part and parcel for me. Sometimes I've had issues this year with that, not being able to deal with it. And some people have been really going out of their way, having a go. But here on this channel, we are pretty all good. Yes, good. Leaving positive comments. And some have left some critiques and so on, which is great. I do like constructive criticism, and I'm always prepared to listen and to hear, because without listening and hearing, how do we learn? We don't expect things to be handed on a plate, do we? Unfortunately, with all the noise that's going on, there's a fundamental phrase that is being almost discarded or missed. For some people, I would say, are being very disingenuous. Some might call it lying, white lies, whatever you want to call it. I call it disingenuous, suboptimal, where they're creating exceptions instead of following the rule. Now, when it comes to running or any form of fitness, there are set rules. Now, I know people say, oh, don't follow the rules, it's boring. Yeah, well, this year I ran a 3:02 marathon, and the year before I ran a 3:02 marathon. Both of them weren't at my best or whatever, but those were personal bests at the time. So while some people hark back to how they ran some personal bests many moons ago, years ago, this year, within 1 second, that was my personal best. I've had all sorts of health issues this year, stress, anxieties to deal with, but there's a standard rule that we follow. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people who say certain things, and it's false. It's false. It's the exception. I love exceptions. There are exceptional people out there, some astonishing people. Only this weekend, an M60 guy who won the GB Masters in a time of 16 minutes and some seconds. I mean, that is astonishing. Is that the norm, the average? No, it's an exceptional individual. If I was to do some research on the individual, I'll probably find some athleticism history there with that guy. Yeah, I'm almost sure of that. But if I give you one example of a rule, and a lot of it, whether it follows for 5K, 10K, marathon, swimming, cycling, we all know that the day before a marathon, yes, we do a shakeout run, get things moving. We don't want to be totally stable or whatever. We do a shakeout run and it's time off feet. It's about resting, not going sightseeing. And yes, people again will say something to be dramatic. Oh, I've done this and isn't it amazing? Yes, the exception. The rule is rest. If you want to put in an amazing performance, if you just want to go out and finish a marathon, that's fantastic. But there was a fable, and where's this guy where he used to do a fast park run on the day before a marathon, a fast 5K. He's fast, his eyeballs out, going gung-ho. And he said he used to produce astonishing performances in his marathon. Now, I would say, yeah, great, fantastic. I don't think that guy does it anymore. It lasted for a few years, but basically the PBs stopped, the personal best, personal records stopped. So the exception lasted for a while, but the rule stays the same. And that's where we are now. There are so much exceptions being posted out there and saying you can do this from couch to marathon in 12 weeks. That was a story that I read many years ago. In fact, it was during lockdown. A specific energy drink brand was promoting that via a social media influencer who'd ran hundreds of marathons. Yet again, the exception. Now, you and I know we can all get up. Whether you've run a marathon before, I could take any of you right now, this very second, and we'll go out and we'll finish a marathon. You and me both. However, based on our level of fitness and where we're at, it could be pretty painful and it could take a long time, yeah? So that's where I'm saying the rule comes in. Makes sense? Hopefully I've said enough of that. I won't be banging a drum anymore. So for 2025, I am going back to basics. In January, whilst I'm training right now for a 10K and a 10 miler for end of year, come January, I'll be starting my training for my marathon, which is currently planned, London Marathon. I'm going to revert back to what I'd done in the beginning when I started running, which is 3 runs a week. Now, I know that might shock some of you who want to run every day. That's fantastic. If you want to run every day, be my guest. What you do is up to you. I'm saying to you, sharing on this channel, what I'm going to be doing for next year, going back to basics. 3 runs a week is one of those. A lot of the things I've already started doing as well, so there'll be more strength and conditioning. I'll also be doing more on the bike. Yes, more to follow in upcoming videos about that bike, yes. I already do lots of yoga and mobility. And for something that I've been doing for many, many years, I don't know, decades even, but I'll be sort of productizing this, hashtagging it, whatever you want to call it, and that's the Daily Don. Yes, I used to do a video Daily Donato, sort of related for that, but I'm all about being active every day, yeah? Not just about physically active, mentally active as well. But one of the things I'm introducing more, which I have been doing for decades, is the Daily Don. What do I mean by Don? D-O-N, a dose of nature. So getting outdoors. Now, so much science has proven getting outdoors first thing in the morning with the sunshine, sun on our face, it doesn't matter whether it's 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, dose of nature every day. And you can do it at lunchtimes. One place when I was working away from home, it would be my lunch break and I'd be out for about 15, 20 minutes out in the sunshine and just having a casual walk. Daily dose of nature. Because for me, being Italian, it's all about the Dolce Vita, yeah, the good life. Now, a lot of people talk about, again, for years and decades, about the Mediterranean diet. Now, my dad, he's currently 95. He'll be 96 in January. So he has a lot of secrets, which I wouldn't say secrets, it's things that we do each and every day that's kept him going. The longevity that my dad has obviously is almost second to none. I know it'd be great if he'd reach to 100, but this coming January it'll be 96. And I've learnt a lot when I was younger with him, and also now being one of the carers for him, that there's a lot of things that we can do for the Dolce Vita, not just the Mediterranean diet, but adopting and that whole attitude about the good life. So basically this is just an introduction to my back to basics, where I'll be doing it, whether you call this a talking head podcast, whatever, I'll be bringing on guests as well that are all part of going back to basics, teaching us basic things. This is just an introduction of what we're doing. Are you with me? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you think anyone would benefit from this also, please do share this video and we can join in together, getting back to basics and enjoying the Dolce Vita, the good life. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. Look forward to seeing you in forthcoming weeks and sharing more of how we get back to basics and the things that I'll be doing myself in terms of, getting back to nature, getting back to real stuff and trusting ourselves, trusting our instincts and trusting what we do, which in turn would hopefully mean that we all become better human beings and helping to love and share and care for each other. See you all soon. Take care. Mwah. And if you haven't done so, give yourself a medal for getting to the end. Thumbs up, subscribe and hit that alarm bell. And let's see if we can get to 10,000 subscriptions for Christmas, because next year will be the 10th anniversary. Yeah! Let's do this. Bye bye bye.